Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. This is the time that it makes sense to be very excited as an XRP holder. And let me ask you this, just to start the video. When was the last time that XRP was sitting around 67 cents, as it is at the moment I'm recording this? When was the last time it was sitting around this price before a crypto bull run started? The answer is never. In fact, think back to last time things were starting to blast off towards the later part of 2020. You may remember for much of the summer leading into, I think it was October, XRP was basically moving sideways in the 20-something cent region. It just seemed like it was going to stay there forever. If you were around at the time, you know what I'm talking about. But then it was no longer there. It just blasted off, which is fantastic to see. In short order, it quickly jumped up to over 80 cents in a matter of, I can't remember if it was a week or two, I'd have to look at the charts, but the point is it was very quick. It seemed like it wasn't going to happen, and then it did happen. But that was when XRP was around the 20-something cent region. It's at a new plateau. It's at 67 cents before the market starts to get absolutely insane. Yes, things have been moving in a positive direction, but this is before the euphoria, and XRP is stable, roughly speaking. I mean, crypto's volatile, but it's roughly stable at 67 cents, having recently broken through a particular resistance level. I'm going to share with you perspective from a few analysts, including a post from the blockchain backer, which you're going to love, just noting that the last time the charts look like this, XRP ran up, I think he said 180%. I have another XRP analyst who says that in the short to midterm, XRP is going to be running to over $18. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. At the time I'm recording this, Bitcoin is at $43,908. You've got the crypto asset class at $1.64 trillion for the market cap, and the crypto fear and greed index at 74 out of 100. We still have not seen extreme greed in this cycle. And I just have a hard time believing that this thing's going to crater on down before we hit extreme greed. And by the way, when extreme greed is hit, that doesn't mean that the next day, we go back into bear mode. Things can be sustained in both greed and extreme greed for a long period of time, just as on the flip side, you can have fear and extreme fear sustained for a long period of time. But it will be an interesting moment when, for the first time in a long time, I highlight that we're in extreme greed, which, as far as I'm concerned, is a virtual inevitability. It doesn't mean that's the end, but in some ways you could kind of look at it as the beginning of the end, even if it goes another half a year. Not that it would necessarily go that long. It'll probably bounce back and forth between greed and extreme greed. All I'm telling you is that that'll be a particularly exciting moment, but something that should cause pause to say, okay, things are getting sufficiently heated if this is what the masses are feeling right now. That's all that I'm saying. There was this post from chart analyst Credible Crypto just this afternoon. He wrote, you gotta love the positivity and the confidence, and he has been right in terms of structurally what's going to happen. He's been calling this for over a year that, we were in bull mode when most people and most analysts out there were saying, no, this is bear territory. We're not going to be back anytime soon. But we are. It's been a year, and it's been bullish for the past year. And whether or not we hit a new all-time high for Bitcoin this year, set that aside. We'll see if what he's expecting comes to pass, because he's firm on this idea that this is going to lead to a new all-time high for Bitcoin, even if it's not the end of this year. So even if he's wrong on that part, structurally, he still is firm. And so here's what he wrote. Up-only mode. Not talking about the 5-minute chart, though. This is the most volatile asset in the world. You're going to get some low time frame volatility, but anything sub $40,000 will not be seen again this cycle, in my opinion. Okay, that's a bold statement, and I hope he's right. $40,000. Not going to see anything even the upper 30,000s. I don't know if that's going to happen. I hope he's right. He could be. There are all sorts of reputable analysts out there that do think that it's plausible that we're going to see a flush into the 30-something thousands. Some think lower 30,000s, some think upper 30,000s. We'll see who's right, and that's why it's fun to track all the perspectives from various analysts here. But, what's interesting is even the analysts that think that it's possible we could go into the 30-something thousand range, even they acknowledge that that would just be going back to some level that they perceive as support and then still move to the upside. I'm having a hard time coming across analysts that don't think that we're in full bull mode now. And there are some that, even though they'll say we're in full bull mode, there are also just the asterisks here. Some of them do think that we're going to be topping off here less than 100,000. There are some that think that once we hit close to $50,000, although this is a more of a minority opinion, that's pretty much it. When you get close to 50,000, right around there, that's pretty much it. Maybe alts take off, and then it's the end. Although even if that happens, this could take most of next year. Like, this would be a long process. So even if the people that sound more bearish who are reputable are correct, we're still gonna have a really fun 2024. That's my suspicion here anyway. Here's another post from Credible Crypto just this afternoon, and he wrote, "Calls for a major flush all over the timeline. Meanwhile, Bitcoin open interest continues to bleed, hitting levels not seen since $37,000. Up 20% since then, and open interest is in the same place. Good luck flushing out the non-existent leveraged positions." And so he's noting that since he doesn't see that there's a bunch of leverage being utilized here, what's going to cause the price to crater on down? And there's a separate post I didn't pull up for this video. It doesn't really matter, but the cut of the jib was, since, and some of you, actually a lot of you probably didn't even notice this. I mean, if you haven't been looking, unless you're like looking at this right after I published this video, maybe you did. Bitcoin did go down a bit from 44,200-ish to 43,800-ish, and then it's been moving up a bit since then. He actually did have a post about that, and the primary takeaway as far as I'm concerned from that post is basically, yeah, there was a dip there, but so not because of any sort of leverage, and it didn't come as a result of activity with spot Bitcoin price action. So from his perspective, this is a big nothing. It's just crypto is volatile. This is regular volatility for Bitcoin, still going to be moving to the upside. Here's a post from the blockchain backer, and there's two different charts, Bitcoin USD charts, but then he's got XRP here. And in orange, that's the total 3 market cap, which I believe is the total market cap for the entire asset class minus Bitcoin and minus Ethereum. So everything except the top 2 coins. That's what the orange chart is. And that's what he's highlighting in circles and both charts. So the one on the bottom is from the range back in, here you can see November 2020, so a little over 3 years ago. And then this is up where we are now. And so this is where he's highlighted here. It shows December 5th. 2023, and so not the same month 3 years later, but from a chart perspective in terms of the chart formation progression, he's noting it's the same thing, right? That's what he's highlighting here. That's the concept that he's trying to share. And so we wrote the following. In 2020, it was right about where we are right now in this setup where XRP shot up 180%. Bitcoin up? Check. Altcoin market up? Check. This is where it happened. Let's see how this week unfolds from here. And so note, he's not making a promise that this is what's going to happen, but look at the progression. Because you can see right here, again, for those of you looking at the screen, again, 3 years ago, orange, that's the total market cap minus Bitcoin and Ethereum. And then up here with the red and green candles, that's the Bitcoin price 3 years ago. And then the green line here, that is XRP. So XRP did ultimately follow in massive fashion. Move to the upside here, you can see Bitcoin is breaking away. You can see total 3, which is, again, everything except for Bitcoin and ETH. It's taken off. You can see that XRP, it's actually following that same portion of the, in terms of formation, it was moving up just like total 3 was, started to come back down a little bit. What's next for XRP? And so he's not making a promise. It's not an absolute guarantee, but he's saying, these things look the damn same. That's obviously the point that he's getting at here. So is it going to take off? And is everything else going to take off? Won't be surprised if the answer is yes. This is an exciting, that's why I'm saying it, I said it at the outset of this video. This is the time to be excited about XRP, and it's reasonable to be excited right now. It's okay to be. Because most of what it has been to hold XRP is a lot of pain. And you could say that's broadly true for crypto, like it just scares the hell out of people and people can't sleep at night. But we've gone through a lot, especially as an XRP community, especially with the SEC nonsense. It's okay to be, like, take it in, enjoy this. It's perfectly reasonable. And we'll see what happens. There's no guarantee what's going to happen, but so what? Things are looking pretty damn good right now, right? Then there was also this post from XRP chart analyst Dark Defender. And he wrote, the ones who told XRP will not see $1 until 2025 will go out of existence soon. Meanwhile, XRP touched 70 cents yesterday. And that's a fantastic point. The 24-hour high for XRP, 70.1 cents. And people were just crying the other day as it was at 71 cents. And I'm like, quit focusing too much on short-term price action. If you're looking at it hour after hour after hour, you're just going to drive yourself nuts. When it goes, and we'll enjoy that. But we'll be watching it like hawks because that's fine. That's fun. But other than that, you're going to drive yourself insane, right? And you see other stuff popping off. Oh my God, did I pick a bad coin? Well, that's not an indication of whether or not you picked a bad coin. It's just regular volatility. But XRP hit 70 cents. And it's come back down a little bit, but there's a particular level Dark Defender was talking about. I want to highlight this here. This is an XRP USD chart. And he's noting that XRP broke through a particular resistance level, hit 70 cents, and went back down and tested that former resistance level as support now. So he's saying this is good effectively, but here's what he wrote while sharing this XRP USD chart. Hi all, XRP is retesting the 66.49 cent level. This level is not a joke, but if you fully understand its criticality. He's trying to say it's critical. It's a critical level. You will be absolutely fascinated by the upcoming XRP moves right after here. This is the key at the moment. Let's check this on the monthly time frame. As you see below, we are now above the critical level on the monthly chart, which will also open further targets close to $1. $1, plural, singular. $1. 5-wave Elliott wave structure in the monthly chart is still in play towards $18.22 short to midterm. When XRP breaks $1.88, a strong level, oh God, it will be kaboom. So we'll see what happens there, but you can see dragging this out. He's talking about in this upcoming year, 2024, which we're almost at, $18 plus. Now, I don't know if that's going to happen, and for me, I'll be out of the market by then. If not entirely, then almost entirely. I mean, there's a possibility. So I keep saying I'm going to scale out entirely between $5 to $8, which is my general plan, but if XRP is the last of my holdings to take off, or just about, and I know that I've made sufficient money from the rest of this stuff, I might be willing to risk a little bit more. But if it's like, say XRP's doing something weird, and it does something that historically we shouldn't expect, which is it pops off sooner in the market cycle, if it does, then I'm probably going to be just unloading pretty much all of it. But if it's later in the cycle, maybe I do hold on to 10% or 20%, or who knows? Maybe it could even be a little bit more, depending on how much I earn from my other stuff. That's actually possible. But outside of that, I want to make sure I get the life-changing wealth, I put it in protection, and I go into preservation mode. That's my plan. Lots of excitement here. We're going to see what happens. Are you guys enjoying this as much as me? Because look, I've been at this over 6 years, been running this channel almost 5 years now. And most of it is not this type of, it's not this type of vibe. It's not what we're in, because most of what it is to be in crypto, it's sideways and downward price action. So I'm just saying, I hope that you're enjoying this in the moment, because it doesn't last forever. And so, this year's been a lot better than last year. And 2024, I suspect, is going to be even better, like dramatically better than 2023. But it'll be over before you know it. The good news is, even when that happens, I'll still be hanging out here making YouTube videos. Because it's just rinse and repeat. I'm going to do this all over again. I'll start accumulating dollar cost averaging in, as I think the market's probably getting more or less to the bottom, and just do it all over again. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.